I tried to tell my partner, Liam, that I had been followed to my car after work, but he just laughed and told me I was being dramatic because I watched too many true crime shows. I was still shaking, my keys clutched in my hand and my heart racing from the fear of the man who had cornered me in the parking garage, but Liam didn't even look up from his video game. He dismissed my genuine terror as a character flaw, acting like my safety was a punchline for a joke he had heard 100 times before. I felt a cold, hollow sensation in my gut as I realized that the person who was supposed to be my protector was the one making me feel most alone. This wasn't just a minor disagreement. It was a fundamental collapse of the emotional safety I thought we shared. Liam had a habit of minimizing my feelings whenever they became an inconvenience to his relaxation. If I was stressed about work, I was overthinking. And if I was hurt by his comments, I was too sensitive. I had spent 3 years shrinking myself to fit into his idea of a low-maintenance girlfriend. But seeing him laugh off a potential threat to my life was the breaking point. I realized that he didn't actually see me as a person with valid instincts. He saw me as an extension of his own comfort who shouldn't have problems that required his attention. The silence in the living room after his laughter died down felt heavier than any argument we had ever had. "Is my life really just a joke to you because you're too lazy to put down a controller and listen to me?" I asked, and my voice flat and cold as I stood in front of the television. He groaned and told me to get out of the way because he was in the middle of a match and I was killing the vibe. He actually said that I probably just imagined the whole thing because I was tired and looking for a reason to complain. I felt a surge of adrenaline that cleared the fog of my fear and replaced it with a sharp, undeniable clarity. I walked over to the power outlet, pulled the cord for the entire entertainment center, and told him that if he wanted to live in a world where nothing mattered, he could do it without me. The look of shock on his face was almost satisfying, but the anger that followed was exactly what I expected. He started yelling about how I was acting crazy, but I didn't stay to hear the rest of the script. I went into the bedroom, packed a bag with my essentials, and called my brother to come pick me up right then and there. Liam tried to stop me at the door, finally realizing that his dismissiveness had cost him the relationship. But I didn't want his apologies or his sudden concern. I realized that a partner who brushes aside your fear will eventually brush aside your entire existence, and I wasn't willing to wait around for that to happen. I spent the next 2 weeks moving the rest of my things out while he was at work, and I never looked back at that house again. Liam tried to send me flowers and long messages about how he didn't realize how serious it was, but I knew that was just another lie to get his comfort back. I learned that your instincts are your most valuable asset, and anyone who tells you to ignore them is someone you cannot trust with your heart. I am living in a safe, secure apartment now, and I have surrounded myself with people who actually listen when I speak. I'm doing much better on my own, and I've realized that being single is far better than being with someone who makes you feel like your survival is an overreaction.